guys, so today's video is going to be a book review on Puddin, Don't Break the Rules, Change 'Em. I finished this book yesterday and I loved it. Before I start the review, I wanted to say, if you haven't read this book, which I doubt any of you have, no offense, but I doubt any of you have, leave now before the spoilers, before I spoil everything. Bye! Okay. So this book is about Millie and Callie. So Millie is the fat girl, the positive. She's just so positive and happy, and she's into crafts. She's just all into that stuff, and she's so, she's just adorable. From my perspective, from when I imagine her in my head, she's just adorable. Callie is not cheerleader. She's on the dance team, the Shamrocks, and she's got all these. She doesn't have many friends. She's more she's just her loner sometimes. The dance team is her friend. I mean, they're her family, sisterhood, I guess, and stuff. So they're more like her friends, and she's more frenemy than friend. So yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me read the. Okay, so yeah, I got that out of the way, but let me read the synopsis. I forgot to do that. Millie Michaelchuk has gone to fat camp every year since she was a little girl. Not this year. This year she has new plans to chase her secret dream and to kiss the boy she's crushing on. Callie Reyes is the pretty girl who is next in line for dance team captain and has the popular boyfriend. But when it comes to other girls, she's more frenemy than friend. When circumstances bring the girls together over the course of a semester, they surprise everyone, especially themselves, by realizing they might have more in common than they ever imagined. A story about unexpected friendship, romance, and Texas-sized girl power. This is another winner from Julie Murphy. Oh. And I have to say, this is another winner. Dumplin' was amazing, and this was just amazing too. So, okay, so Millie has, like it said, has gone to fat camp every year. Daisy Ranch, that's what it's called, Daisy Ranch, really? It even has an awful name. So then, she's gone there every year so that she can lose the weight, and her mom thinks every year is gonna be her year. No, it's not. And she even knows it. This is her. She's the fat girl. Anyway, so then, so now Callie is, like I said, on the dance team, the Shamrocks, and in the book they're funding from a local gym down for the count, which happens to be Millie's uncle's store, and Millie works there part-time. They have to back out of the funding because they're low on money, and her uncle has just had twins, so they've got to save up on money for the twins. Well, Callie and her entire team, not her entire team, but some of the team, they get super mad and they decide to TP and egg the store. But then Jill, I swear, I have seen so many shows or read a book where a girl named Jill is just so crazy and takes everything too far. Like the show Mom, Jill was insane in the beginning of it. When they first brought a character in, she's insane. And this book, she's insane. She takes it one step too far and throws a rock into the window and breaks all the windows. She throws the first rock, and then Callie grabs the rock again and throws it through the other window. So Callie's technically insane too. She's insane. So they all do that, and then they ruin the equipment. They break the equipment. They just egg the entire store, even the girls' locker room. I don't know what they did to the guys, but I think they did something to the guys, but they didn't really say anything. They just said it was the girls' locker room. Anyway, well then, Callie and her team get away with it for a week, and then there's security cameras, and yeah, they don't realize that they work. Millie tells the sheriff that they're mostly for show, but also they're kind of for show, and then kind of they're actually for real. So anyway, so then Millie's the first one who comes to the scene. Like, when she gets to work, she sees, like, she's the first one there. Like, she's always the first one there. But anyway, she's like, what happened? Well, then they find out that Sheriff Bell comes and they watch the security photo. Well, she recognizes Callie because that morning she's like, oh, I love your necklace. And it was like a C pendant for her birthday from her dad, because she has a stepdad. And that's how Millie recognizes her. And so her punishment is she has to work at the gym with Millie until she can, like, without pay, like, no pay, for however long it takes to pay off the debt or something, to get the store fixed and stuff. And then after a while, they clash, and then they, like, become friends. And then she's like, Callie is just getting used to her, and Millie is, like, doing all she can to be friends with her. And they finally, and then Millie is, like, missing all of her friends: Ellen, Hannah, Willow, Dean, and Amanda. Like, she's just missing them all. So she comes up with these slumber parties. Sorry if I sound weird today. She comes up with all these slumber party ideas, and then so they each host one at each other's house. Like, the first time it was her who hosted it, and then, like, Ellen, and then Willow, and all that stuff. So then Callie is invited. Like, Millie invites Callie, and she's like, I don't want to go. And then she ends up going. She has a really good time, but the girls are, like, really mean to her. Not really mean. It's mostly Will. She hates Callie because she took her best friend whenever in Dumpling. Like, Callie, and I couldn't remember who Callie was, but then I realized it was her. That was Callie. So anyway, so then she's like, well, I don't want to be here either, but I have to be because Millie took me here, blah, blah, blah. Then, after a while, she starts getting used to them and all that stuff. Well, then her boyfriend breaks up with her, not because there's another girl, no, he just doesn't want to be with her anymore. And she makes a huge scene in the school, takes his phone, and then, she's just really upset, and then she's sent home. And then her mom is even more disappointed in her, and she's, like, grounded. Like, really, they grounded her. Oh, yeah, they grounded, like, whenever she broke into the store, they grounded her when they found out. Then, and then a course of 2 months, I think, goes by. I think 2 months. And she finally gets her phone back, and, so, like, she's got access to the internet, to social media and all that stuff. And then she's just, like, really excited, and so yeah, she gets her phone back, but she's still grounded. Well, then Mitch, remember Mitch from Dumpling? Yeah, he starts taking a liking to her, and she's like, you need better friends, because Patrick Thomas is, like, he's just a total prick. And, like, he oinks at, Millie, like, all the time, whenever she walks by, so. Then she tells him off, like, not Millie, but, Callie tells him off and all this stuff, and it's just a really good scene. Like, that scene really, really, like, blew me away. And then, after a while, it's her 16th birthday. Wait, 17th? Okay, I forgot. I think it's 17th birthday, but I could be wrong. Anyway, she turns 17 or 16. I forgot. Anyway, she turns one of those ages, and she invites everybody to her abuela's house, and they all have a fun time. And then her birthday is, like, near Easter, so they have, like, these Easter eggs with the confetti in it, and you pop it over somebody's head, and they all had a fun time doing that with her dad and abuela, and it was just amazing. And then Here comes the sad part. After a while, Millie gets to, okay, so Millie kisses the guy that she's liking, Malik, and he's like perfect. Okay, not perfect, but he's really good. And he likes her back, or she likes him, he likes her back, and it's so sweet. And then, he helps her with her broadcast journalism audition tape, and it goes really well. She's really good. And then she sends it in. Well, then at the end of the book, or near the end, she gets her letter, and she doesn't get accepted. And that really crushes her. And then her mom finds out she's been sneaking out with Malik, and she gets grounded. And then her mom is always like, and her mom was like, I've already sent in your application to Daisy Ranch. And she's like, what? And, I hated the mom. I really hated the mom. If that was my mom, yeah, I would not be her friend. Like, she would literally be out of my life. I would not want to do that. I mean, yeah, I want to get, like, slim, but, like, honestly, it's just, no. And then, sorry, I had to remember what was next. Then in the end, or near the end again, Callie finds out Millie was the one who pointed her out, because like Millie hadn't told her yet. She was too scared that she'd lose her. Well, then after a while, she's just really mad at her. Well, then she realized. Well, then at the end, near the end again, she's like, Millie tells Amanda what happened. She didn't get in. Her mom found out about everything. So then she tells everybody else she tells everybody everything. So then they go over to Callie's house, and they all convince her to go back to being friends with her because they tell her that she didn't get into the broadcast journalism stuff, and so she's like crushed for Millie because Millie was like really, really crushed. And then after a while, she's like, just a moment. Okay, sorry, my friend is over. I hate this chick. Anyway, where was I? Crap, I forgot. Oh, she goes, okay, so Callie finds out everything, so she goes to her mom's house, Millie's house in the middle of the night, and tells her, you need to go reapply yourself to Austin State University or something like that, to the broadcast journalism. You deserve to know why you didn't get in, and you deserve to know now. So she packs a bag, she writes a letter to her mom telling her where she's going, and then she's like, and then Millie is like so close to leaving, and then her parents come in. Ugh, this really sucks. This just sucks to me. Her mom and dad come in and find her leaving and stuff, and they're like, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going to Austin. I'm not going back to Daisy Ranch. I am going to Austin to find out why I did not get in to this broadcast journalism stuff. And her mom's like, I forbid it. And she's like, Mom, I'm not your little girl anymore, blah, blah, blah. You can't keep making decisions for me, something. And it's like, yes, you go, girl. And, I was just really excited. Then they go, they find out and then they find out that the head of the broadcast journalism didn't even look at her audition tape. Like, she's not the one who watches it. Like, one girl, Iris, voted for her, and then the other guy, voted against her. And I was like, ugh. So then she's like, can you just please watch it? And she watches it, she's like, My answer is still no. Well, then Iris comes out in the parking lot because Callie's with her, and she's like, they're walking to the car, and then Callie, Iris is like, wait! And then she hands her an application. And because apparently one person, like, totally gave up their spot or something like that. So she gave up her spot. And so then she got in, his spot, whatever. And so she got in. And then, she got in, blah, blah, blah. Callie got grounded again because she left her note and stuff and all that stuff. So, yeah, it was a really good book. Sorry if I was all over the place. It's been a heck of a morning. So, Callie and Millie made up the best friendship ever. My heartstrings are happy. This was just a great book. It took me forever to read it, but I've been busy, so that's why. But yeah, I really loved this book. I recommend it to